the way, it's not going to really be super obvious from this platforming nonsense, but we're fighting mind control. We're fighting gravity. We're fighting mind control.
We're fighting
slugs.
poor platforming. This whole game is just... Why would they have locked your camera like this and given you such slippery movement?
It doesn't help that it only takes the D-pad.
Oh, God.
Which, for me, is a problem.
I mean, I guess because we're playing this emulated on a PS3, I should be able to turn the analog stick on if you really want it, but I don't know if it's going to help.
It's not going to help. If anything, it'll make it more slippery because this game doesn't know what it's doing with that. Like, it just doesn't understand the analog. But the D-pad in general is like, it's not as smooth as I'd like it to be. Or maybe I'm just not as smooth as I'd like to be. What was I saying about, like, the setting of this game? Something nerdy and incomprehensible?
Yeah.
Probably.
Too many boxes.
Yeah, there should only be one
Not
of
enough
them.
secrets.
I think there are checkpoints, but there should only be one of it, and it's super vital that no one get a hold of it, because when you touch it, it gives you the ability to turn into animals. Although we only in this game each get one animal. Well, no, that's not true. Every character you can play as has one animal they turn in battle, and
oh, fuck!
Yeah, there I go.
Oh my god, this game.
It's beautiful. I got this for either Christmas or a birthday one year, and I beat it all. You can beat this game in an hour if you try. It's not long. It's just kind of this.
Oh my god, this game though.
Yeah, anyways, each of the characters you can play as has their own animal they can turn into in battle. We'll probably show them all. And then there's certain in-between levels where you just are an animal, and it doesn't matter who you played as, so you basically, every character has two things they can be. So I'm gonna just get a look at these. That bug thing, I don't know what the fuck that is. It might be a scrit. And that weird dog thing is
It's got,
nothing.
like, rabbit ears on it.
Yeah, that thing is nothing. Why didn't they just use some Taxons? Those would be probably easy to animate, because Taxons just kind of look like big space worms. Also, the animals only get like a paw swipe as their attack, and it's not very good.
And you have a 2-minute time limit.
Yes, in the books it's a 2-hour time limit. Obviously that wouldn't work here. So I accept that, but most of those battles take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this stuff.
I have heard that there are battles later in this game, by the way, that you push the limits of that 2-minute mark.
I don't remember. I have beaten this game,
I've
but
never beaten this game.
whoops.
So remind me, with this game, if you get a game over, it's straight up game over, right?
We get a nice cutscene of getting assimilated by a brainworm, yes. They're called Yerks. Or Yerks. No, I think it's just Yerk.
Or Goa'uld, or...
No, those go in the belly button.
No, those go in the brain, too.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, you're thinking of the version that goes into the slaves. And the slaves, they put them in the belly button. And with the like, Egyptian gods, they stick them in the head.
This whole fucking video is just gonna sound like we're completely removed from reality. And the reptilians control our government.
No, I don't know any series in which that's true.
Well, in Animorphs, the villain, Visor 3, his twin brother invented the internet. That's
His twin
true.
brother's Al Gore?
No. I forget what they call him.
Al Gore.
No, they call him the twin brother of Visor 3. They technically have the same, Visor 3 is like a rank. His actual name is like Esplin number, and they have the same number and the same everything. And one of they do this weird dominant recessive thing, so it's like...
Brother!
Yeah, I was gonna try and work in a Solid Snake thing, but you fucked it up, you done goofed. But like, yeah, they do this weird thing where it's like one of them is considered legitimate and the other's like a trash baby. Which is saying something when they're already like inch-long parasitic worms that have to steal bodies to survive. So, like, if you're a trash baby of a worm species, it's like, you're nothing. So he decided to take the human that he'd been assigned. He takes the human that he had been assigned and uses his alien knowledge of technology to invent the in-series equivalent of America Online, and becomes rich. And I think he does this thing where he will find, like, he's not a part of the Yeerk invasion anymore because he fucked off. He will find people who are hosts to Yeerks and eat the Yeerks because they need certain nutrients to survive. Oh, this is an actual alien. This is a Hork-Bajir. They don't normally, like, well, maybe they stand like this. It's a book series. It's hard to really give you a concrete description, but, like, it's a giant lizard man covered in blades. That thing's real.
I don't think they're usually green, are they?
They're more of a yellowish, like, sometimes their horns and stuff are green. But it's close enough. It's closer than most things in this game.
I thought they
So
were
I
brown.
accept them.
Am I super wrong?
It depends. It's one of those things where it doesn't matter that much. They're closer than whatever the fuck that is.
Those are Elamists.
No. You know what an Elamist is, and there's only one of him?
Yeah, it's an old man in a cave. I said that earlier.
Did you? Well, no,
Yeah.
that's not what he is.
A little bearded goblin man, right?
Only on the cover. None of this makes sense. Sorry.
Explain it then.
Okay, so there's two beings that you could essentially consider gods in the Animorphs world, and their names are the Elamist and the Krayak. I don't think the Krayak is part of the backstory to this game, so, like, whatever. He's a giant mechanical monolith with a giant eye on top. Okay, just imagine, like, a robot spider with the Washington Monument on top, and on top of that is, like, the Eye of Sauron. That's how I always I interpreted the description of him. So he's evil, and the Elamist is good, and the Elamist is depicted on the cover of his origin story book as a weird goblin man just standing on a rock in, like, a cave. But his actual form described in the books as being what he was born as is some kind of four-winged bird who plays a lot of MMOs and somehow stumbles into omnipotence. But his main feature is that he plays a lot of MMOs.
He's a big impotent bird with many
So
wings.
the Elamist and the Krayak are in a constant game of basically chess with the lives of me.
Why would that have killed you?
I don't know. Yeah,
You
like
can
this
see
is
the ground there.
this is a 3-foot drop, and this moonscape bullshit. I don't know. Is this underground? Oh, these are Yeerk pools.
Who built this facility? Because it seems awfully
Visor 3, I don't know.
unintuitive for anyone, including the slug people.
Yeah, because most of the hosts are human hosts, so they're gonna have just as much trouble with this as I am. Maybe more so, because they don't have tiger DNA in them.
I'm sure, by the way, this episode is going to be a nightmare for me to cut up, because if you're talking straight talking, I have nowhere to slice, like, footage.
Slice it in at every death. Every episode is 2 minutes or less.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
Fuck.
What is... Oh, God.
Okay, so in theory, you can walk across these when they touch, but it will do what just happened twice. But if I jump, sometimes that. I'm sorry, viewers. What else? Oh yeah, I identified this area as Yeerk pools. So Yeerks, which are slugs, have to bathe in these pools, which are full of nondescript goop and sometimes oatmeal. That's a real thing. They have to swim in these every 3 days under the lights of those heat lamps, because the heat lamps emit nutrients that they don't get from Earth's sun. So we're down here in basically their feeding pen, but if they have to go down there every 3 days, you see how my hit is terrible? Yeah. But if they have to go down there every 3 days, you'd think they'd make it easier.
You'd imagine so.
Yeah. Oh, I have to jump here.